And of course, we were really proud to be there, and as you said, to reach the top 4. In the end, the 4th place was maybe not that what we hoped for, but yeah, still amazing. And I think also in Budapest, it's a really nice hall. It's a nice atmosphere.
Oh, there's the ball coming, Sebastian. There it is. Sorry.
And yeah, just amazing to play in all of the stands.
Yeah, most definitely. And now your road in Metz after 1 year came to an end already because you're moving on to CSM Bucharest. When are you moving actually?
After the Olympics,
Okay.
because of course first it's in next week we start the preparation for the Olympics, and of course this is also the next dream comes through, and after the Olympic tournament I will go to Bucharest.
What is CSM aiming for actually? Because you're coming over, then Gabi Moreschki from Bietigheim is coming in as well. So what are the hopes and dreams for Bietigheim, for CSM Bucharest?
The same as in Metz, a little bit like going to the FINAL4 and win all the national cups to win. So yeah, just a club yeah, who want to win everything, and this is nice to join such a kind of team, and hopefully we'll do it in the next season.
Yeah, we will see about that, but before that we gotta close down this season, and who better could it be to talk about it than Mr. Handball, Mr. EHF. This is the voice
Welcome.
of EHF, Chris O'Reilly. Great to see you, my friend.
He's
Great to see
Mr.
you.
Handball. He's Mr. Handball. For sure.
He's the voice. He is the voice.
What a time to be alive. What a place you have here. I mean, almost better than last week's.
I mean, I said it ahead of the show already. What else can we do to improve? Because we have just been getting better and better for each and every tournament. Last week we stood over there behind the goal, and now we're here. If we want to get even better next year, we got to stand in the goal. So it doesn't get much
This
much
is pretty
better than
nice,
this.
I have to say. How are we all doing? You good?
Good,
Yeah?
good, of course.
Excited?
And yourself?
Yeah. I'm pumped, yeah. It's like just Cologne, isn't it? It's great to be back every year at the Final Four. It's just a special atmosphere. Even in comparison to the Euro as well, it feels very different here. It's like a bit more of a party atmosphere. A lot of neutral fans coming in from around the world. So many people who have no connection to a club just come because it's the mecca of handball to come to the Final Four. It's amazing.
Just this morning we saw in our hotel six Frenchmen that were all dressed up perfectly fine and had their Fisher hats on and stuff like that. So yeah, they were just pumped. They came from France just here to Cologne without even having the French team here, and that's where I was like, oh wow, who are these guys even rooting for? But then they were like,
we're here for handball.
We're here for the party,
yes.
And we're here for the party as well as these guys. Chris, your expertise. Who are the players to look out for this weekend?
I mean, so many great stories this weekend as well. We just saw Miguel Hansen come in on his own as well. It's like he planned it. He let his old teammates come on, start warming up, and then he just walks onto court. He's like, yes. And it would be a beautiful end to his career, even if they don't win it. I mean, they're outsiders to do anything here. It's going to be a really close game, I think, with Magdeburg today, even though they are the underdogs. It would be special if he can contribute in a way that is fitting to his career. I think that's an amazing story for this Magdeburg side. Big questions for them, but they have been such a powerhouse this year. It's really hard to look past them in the first semi-final. But for me, I'm most looking forward to seeing if DKMM and that goalkeeper pairing from Barca can deliver, because they, for me, are the favourites for this weekend.
Oh, well, if you're talking about favorites, then it would be time for us to have a look at predictions. And
straight in there. Okay.
That's where I would say great minds think alike. So let's see whether we can get the graphics on from our predictions. If not, I can tell you about it, because we have some great minds on the show, and you know what? Great minds think alike.
That's dangerous in Cologne.
Yeah, I gave my predictions, and after it, I asked Alina for hers. she predicted exactly the same.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh dear.
I say to him, maybe we are the experts, but.
Well, I also predicted Metz to be in the final last week, and
yes.
we all know how that one went. I'm sorry. Did you already make fun of Alina for that one?
No,
You're
no
not able
problem.
to. You were fantastic. You were fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Week,
Thank you so much.
So yeah, we don't get the graphics up yet. That's where I would say I am looking for them. Who was your MVP?
The MVP, I went for Emil Nielsen, I believe, because I really believe at a Final Four, it's a goalkeeper duo usually, or maybe just one who really steps up and makes it happen. I have a feeling it's Emil Stabile's time, the big cheese himself, Emil, to win it all.
Very interesting. I read an interview, it's about 5 years ago, as Nikolai Jakobsen said, no, Emil is a great guy, but he has not the opportunity to be a professional handball player.
Wow.
Now what happens now?
Wow, look at that. Well, even the real experts sometimes don't know, huh?
Yeah, totally fair. But on the other hand, choosing a goalkeeper as MVP, you did likewise.
Yeah, I thought maybe Niklas Landin, why not?
Yeah.
And if he is able to stamp this tournament, then his club is able to win, and he's able to give Mikkel his first ever title in the Champions League. That's crazy.
And it has to go over Niklas Landin. When Aalborg wants to reach the final here, Niklas Landin really has to step up and be a little nightmare to all those small little backcourt players that Magdeburg has, because they actually have the smallest squad in the EHF Final Four this year.
The most persistent, as we know. Height isn't all important. I saw a video you were doing yesterday. You claimed to be 6'1", and that's a lie.
Why is that? No, that can never be a lie. How tall are you?
6 foot.
that is a lie. He's lying. You make yourself smaller than you are.
I knew I had to bring that in at some point just to tease you.
Yeah,
you're doing a great job with those
fair.
videos as well.
Cheers.
Even if you're lying about your height. No, but I really I think you're totally right, Dennis. If Landin is the hero this weekend, then he can drive this team forward. And that's what's really interesting in this first semi-final. It's both teams relying on one goalkeeper, like in terms of the upper level, and if one of them doesn't show up, then that team could be in real trouble. Magdeburg maybe don't rely on their goalkeepers as much as anyone else. They seem to be able to adapt. It's like, okay, if we want to make it a low 20 scoring game, a real battle, we can do that, but if our goalkeeper's not going to be on form, we can also score 37 against you. They can adapt to that, and maybe they're the one team of these four that won't rely on their goalkeepers as much as the rest.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. And I mean, if we're looking at the other MVP predictions, we see a lot of DKM, and everybody just expects him to step up. Everybody but Chris O'Reilly, because you don't even have him as your top scorer, but you had a great top scoring choice.
I thought it was actually between the two of them who'd be the top scorer, and Omar Ingi Magnusson will take penalties. So I was being very I was like, okay, I'll go with him in that case. And he has been, he's really impressed this season as well in a very different role than I think a lot of people expected him to play in this amazing backcourt. Yeah, DKM will probably be second top scorer. Yeah. Could well be the MVP. I love DKM. I have no complaints against that man.
There is nothing to complain about that man. He has such a crazy jumping height. His hang time is second to none, and just watching him play is like watching great movies, to put it like that.
There's one question. If we started by goalkeeper, there is in Germany we say there is one main power strain from the goalkeeper, the defense in the middle back, and pivot. Who do you think, Alina, is the best power chain there?
Oh, this is also, I feel, really hard, because after Portner was out, everyone saw like, Hernandez, we don't know if he can deliver this quality, but I felt like Chris said, they did it, and he did it really good. So I feel like Magdeburg have a quite strong defense line also with Saugstrup, and Felix Klar played a really, really good season also. So maybe this one, but we saw it also last week in our Final Four. Not every time the favorites going to win, so let's see what happens today.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. It's crazy. If I have noted some things, there is Klaas, Marathon, Magnusson, Saugstrup, and Agafors. They were at Aalborg. So the whole team of Magdeburg, or the half of the team, was in Aalborg former times.
Yeah. True that. To close down the predictions here, of course, one man went all in on Barcelona, and it has to be Victor Tomás. Well, he is not with us today because he's working for Catalan TV. We were praying for PSG to come through so that he will join us here as well. But, well, that man is on a duty, and that man is on a mission, and that man predicts Barca to take it home.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think he's allowed to predict anyone else. He's contractually obliged. Well, we had the same top to bottom as well, which, I mean, look, it's Cologne predictions. What do they mean? They mean diddly squat. You know, the Final Four, Cologne is magic. For all we know, it could be Kiel. I'd probably eat my hat if I had a hat on right now if Kiel win it all, but literally anything is possible. And we're all made to look like fools often at the Final Four with our predictions, but I just... I think everyone in some way has a chance to come through to the finals today. But before I leave, I have to say we'll be Barca and Magdeburg.
Remember last year's prediction?
I went for Magdeburg.
And who went for the right MVP as well?
Yeah, you did.
Who looked like a fool predicting in Cologne? I was just about to say. And if you would eat your hat, or if you would have a hat, you would probably even make the 6 for 2. So good on you there. How about the last 40 minutes before the game? Are looking for our star commentator?
Well, in 10 minutes, I go live on EHF TV. Yeah, we have 30 minutes of me talking before the game, which is a little bit worrying, I think, for everyone involved. What am I going to say? Well, time will tell. But join me on EHF TV as soon as you're finished with this show. Come and join us, and we'll have coverage of all 4 games.
It was one of the best cross promos I've ever heard.
Right? Yeah, I know. This is
very cool.
It's almost like it's my job.
Sweet.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and
have fun.
Cool. Yeah, and the predictions. Alfred Gislason. We have our next guest in right away. So just come on in. We can't make Alfred Gislason wait, can we? So a man with the very interesting background here. Hi, that one is for you. Alfred Gislason right in our golden middle. Nice to see you. How's it going ahead of that big weekend?
Well, very nice. It's always a huge pleasure to be here and enjoy this atmosphere.
2 hearts are beating in your chest right now?
Yeah, it's I hope for a German final, of course, but and 2 of my ex-clubs. It will be something very special, but first they have to get there, and that will not be easy.
Let's start it off maybe with the later semi-final before we kick off our talks for this upcoming semi-final. Kiel, they had a very interesting season, to say the least. Finishing 4th can never be enough for a club like Kiel. Where lies the chance in that season to come here to Cologne and maybe save it all with only 2 times good 60 minutes?
Yeah, well, I think it is a chance for Kiel. They had not a good season in the end, and after they had no chance of anything in the league, I guess they built up the team a little to this weekend. You see how they played in Gummersbach. I think it was mostly, well, of course, Gummersbach was great, but they were preparing for this weekend. So I think they can be a big surprise for Barcelona today and have a chance to save the season.
Yeah. Who are the players to look out for? Because in our pre-analysis that we had yesterday in the media call as well, we've been looking a little bit at the center back position that Kiel trusted completely in Elias Kipagötu. Has he grown into that role of being a playmaker for a club like Kiel?
Yeah, of course, they are bringing him to a very important position in the team, but this weekend I would expect Tomaga Dubniak to come in with more playing time. Also, you have seen a lot of Nico Bilic playing in the center together with Johansson, so So I think it will be, well, they will have to use the bench also for this weekend. But first they have to throw everything in to get to the final, and they have a chance, like I said. But yeah, they have to use their team against Barcelona.
Yeah.
Alfred, in former times, the Spanish league was one of the best leagues in the world. You played there for sure. But now it's every time the same thing. Barca is in a really good shape, but has to play against Kiel nearly 100 times. How you prepare your team when you played 100 times against the same players? Maybe I read an interview, Niklas Ekberg against Gonzalo Perez de Vargas. Where is something new? Where is everything is old? How do you try to bring new perspectives in the preparation of the game?
Yeah, of course you have to analyze the team that they have. They have also have players injured now, Barca, but they've been playing a lot with Richardson in the middle position, but so everything is a little different. The league, the German clubs, they have a lot stronger league and a lot harder league. With the Spanish team, they have quite an easy way to the championship. They always win it, and that's a curse also. Just not a bonus, because if Kiel managed to stay for a very long time in the game in the last 10 or 5 minutes. Barcelona isn't, at least at the home, never used to having to struggle in the end of the game. That's always over, and the pressure is a lot on Barcelona. They come here and they have a great team, but normally they have the pressure of having to win.
And if we're looking over to this upcoming semi-final, Magdeburg going in against Aalborg. If we look at last season's TruckScout EHF Final 4, Magdeburg came in here being the underdogs, and now you come to Cologne and you have a red cross on your back. I think it was a year ago where someone said, well, we want to settle ourselves not only on the top in Germany, but in the international top as well. And I feel like Magdeburg already arrived there, but have they grown into that role of being favorites in almost every match that they go into yet?
Yeah, if you look at the season they've been playing, you can say that because they have a great bench also. They have been rolling the team. They have many players that can play the same system. They're really always playing the same system, but very effective. So they are, for me, also a favorite in the game against Aalborg. But Aalborg has also a very strong team. Well, fantastic first 7 players at least, and then a good bench also. So I think that is dangerous for Magdeburg today. Everyone, including me, a little think they will get to the final. But this weekend is also always different. You can't plan. Okay, I have to only do 90%, and I have more to do in the final. But you have to get to the final.
Hans.
And for a big surprise, I think Aalborg is also a team that can win this weekend.
And just around this direction, and in the middle. Now we're 5.
Giving you, it's getting cozy here. It's getting cozy here. Maybe to relieve you with one last question: is there somebody playing for his Olympics ticket this weekend?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. That's a
clear answer. It's a clear answer.
That is a clear statement. And that's where I would say thank you, Alfred. Thank you for being here. Best of luck for your hopes and dreams this season. And see you around. Cool. Great. And, well, you guys see it already. We have him in our golden middle. The eternal Hans Lindberg. What a time to be alive, right? You're coming on in right here, coming to Cologne after that super emotional farewell that you had at Füchse Berlin. How is the emotional world looking right now for you?
It's pretty good. I had a long time to process it. The decision was made over a year ago, so I had a long time trying to find out how it was emotional also. Actually, it was not so emotional for me in the arena because I already processed it for like a month. It was more emotional for me to say farewell to friends in Berlin, to the football team for my son, stuff like that, because it's like they only know that for 8.5 years. We only lived the time they lived in Berlin. So that was emotional. That was the difficult part of it.
Yeah.
Alina, just one question on you. What was the figure Hans Lindberg for the Bundesliga?
Amazing player, I think. I only watch handball with Lindberg on the court, so I didn't see anything else. So of course, I think everybody knows Lindberg, and everybody knows what a good player he was and is, and he will miss the Bundesliga. I think,
for sure.
The Bundesliga will miss him.
And he's not getting old. I remember his first, one of his first game. It was 2007, the preparation game in Wuppertal against Bergische HC. You remember that game? It was pretty hard. And
I don't remember that.
And it was a hard hitting. Bertrand Gilles was really angry, and I saw this young man with a left hand, and it was unbelievable. But time is flying, Hans.
It's flying, and I will miss the Bundesliga, of course. I will miss playing in arenas like this. You never get tired of that, so of course I will miss that.
Maybe to conclude your time in the Bundesliga, which development did the Füchse Berlin take in the time that you have been there?
That's a good question. Actually, I think the biggest development arrived with Stefan Kretschmer. He did a lot of things internally in the club and also on the team to take it where it is now. So it's actually a team where we are favorites on winning against the other top teams at the home court. So that's maybe the biggest development that after he came.
And Stefan Kretschmer is actually a good topic because he once said over this Magdeburg squad in their backcourt with Omar Inge Magnusson. Oh, we're getting the balls in now. With Omar Inge Magnusson, with Gisli Christiansson, with Felix Klar, Smarason, and all of those other players that I can't even name right now. Who should stop them? Who is able to stop them? Is that an experience that you had in the Bundesliga as well with the SC Magdeburg?
Of course, they have an amazing team, no question about that. But you can only have 7 players on the court. So if you look at the players in Aalborg, they're able to stop them. I'm cheering for Aalborg, of course. It's a Danish team, so I also have a lot of friends on
What
the team.
a way to say goodbye to the Bundesliga, right?
Yeah, but it's like, of course, where it's also the same when it's German teams. The German fans gather together and cheer for them. It's the same for me. It's a Danish team. I hope that they will be the first team to go all the way, of course. But it's going to be tough. They have to go past Magdeburg. It's like, that's a crazy good team.
Hans, please help me. My opinion of MVP is for the weekend, Niklas Landin. Is it a little okay, or is it the man? Can he be the man of the tournament?
Yeah, for me, Niklas is maybe the best goalkeeper in the history. And I experienced him a lot in practices mostly, and he's like crazy good. It's like he's able to just close the goal for everybody for like half an hour, and it's like we can play on 2 sides, and it's like 12-2 because of him. So it's unbelievable. He has the ability to do stuff like that, and it's a very good possibility that he would be the MVP.
Yes!
well, in Germany we say am Ende kackt die Ente, so we'll have a look at that. But talking about Aalborg, they're not in the clear underdog role. I would give that to Kiel this weekend, but still they are the underdogs in this matchup against Magdeburg. But have you got an impression of how the perception of Aalborg is in Denmark right now? How do the press see the chances of Aalborg?
Well, I wouldn't say that Kiel or Aalborg are underdogs. This Final Four tournaments always have their own life. It was the same maybe when in 2013 when we won it with Hamburg, maybe we were also the underdog. But this is like 2 days. You have to get the maximum out, and it's hard to say who's going to be the better team. It's sometimes it's only the post out or the post in that decides the game. So I have no favorites and I have no underdogs in this tournament.
All right, we're still not letting you go though without any prediction. So winner, top scorer, MVP. Not going easy on you.
I would go with FC Barcelona as winner.
4 here on the desk.
And I would go with Emil Nielsen.
Okay.
As MVP. And top scorer, that's going to be a good question. I will take Omaingi.
Then you have the exact predictions of Chris O'Reilly. So, well, we're getting there. We're getting there. But cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything you have done for the Bundesliga. It was very great watching you on the court, and it has been an honor to share this interview with you.
It was also my pleasure. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hans, Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
You can give that to me. Thank you.
Yeah, what a legend.
The eternal Hans Lindberg. I will never get over it. I will never get over it. Yeah, well, talking about him is talking about a legend, so there is no way that he's not going to end up in the EHF Hall of Fame.
No, I think also the Danish girls in my team, like they are looking like, okay, Hans is a big star also in Denmark, and I think he did the same in Germany. As I say, I always remember him playing like Hamburg won the title here. He was one of the best, so I feel like, yeah, just a legend, as you said.
Absolutely, but coming away from Hans Lindberg and switching the focus to the action behind us, as you see him down there drinking his, drink before the matchup, let's have a little talk about Gisli Kristjansson, the guy who can never play Cologne with a 100% health status. It's been 2 or 3 weeks, somewhere in that direction, where he had a little accident in Mannheim, but he did get fit. He was in our media call yesterday and said, well, it is a good sign to be here, isn't it? And we see him warming up. We saw him running around. He looks all right, doesn't he?
I think as a player, it's like you play with one less leg, maybe, because it's the biggest tournament you can achieve. And they won it last year, and you know the performance of him last year. So I think, yeah, although if he maybe have some pain, it doesn't matter for now, because it's this big one weekend, it's this big 2 games, and you can win it again. And this is also legendary.
He won't play with one leg less, but last year he needed to play without one shoulder. And unfortunately, it was the shoulder that he needed there, actually. But we have some highlights to have a look at from last year with Gisli Kristjansson in the final. That will forever give me goosebumps. The story that he wrote last year. We had him in our show yesterday, and I asked him about that myth that he was laying halfly unconscious on the floor after his shoulder was dislocated, and then he got back to consciousness, and to his teammates he was like, "Oh, win this for me!"
Yeah.
And they did.
And he had these accidents many times. Once in Mannheim, I think it was in the dress of have a Kiel. And it hurts so much, and it's so dangerous. What is his special? What is special for him when he plays 1 against 1? And he goes in the inner club in the defense inside. That's really hard. Oh, Dominik is here. Can you just explain us why he's making it so good? This 1 against 1 in the middle.
I think he's quite fast on the first step. It's really amazing to see this. I feel like he looks exactly what the defense player is doing, or how he stand, and he take it every time. And as a defense player, it's really hard if you have to defend over 60 minutes, and you know this guy will come, and he will never stop. So this is really hard. And as I said, he's so fast and going deep. So yeah, I feel this is the most hardest thing to defend.
Dominik, as a young player, was a little bit of a shooter in the middle.
Just a second. Can you guess who we were talking about?
Gisli.
Yes, for sure. You're right.
But I'm a little bit nervous here. It's my left wing position.
Yeah.
Look at this.
You need
I want
a ball.
to have
You need a ball.
catch the ball.
He needs a tip pass out.
Want to go for one? They could probably sub you in for like one warm up throw.
How I said in the podcast in the morning, I have to prepare by myself, because on the 16th of August I will have a farewell match for Ekberg and Weinhold. They get their big match in Kiel, and I have to prepare a little bit, because I never throw the last 6 years.
But Alina, he looks in great shape, or not?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
And I think he is.
There we have those scenes from Gisli Kristjansson last year. I think it was Chris who said, well, he didn't play handball anymore. He went bowling because his shoulder didn't go above the 90 degrees.
Look at this, how he throws.
Yeah. But still, he managed to outscore Kielce, so he was the main reason why Magdeburg actually won this final. They were down 13-16, as you see at the beginning of the second half. But we were on the show, and after everything that happened the day before, we were sure that Gisli was not going to play a role that Sunday. And then someone wrote in the chat, guys, Gisli is warming up. And then we were in the arena and you saw him being subbed in and the whole crowd went, Gisli! Gisli! And those were just goosebumps moments that he will never forget for a lifetime.
And also for the opponent, for Kielce, that was a little bit also mentality. I have the same situation in 2007 when Stefan Löfgren, for example, in the final against Flensburg, he was injured, I think, 2-3 months, and nobody expect that he goes to the final, to the second match. And then there's a picture of our photograph in Kiel when he goes into the arena, and the Flensburg was looking like this. All the players saw Stefan Löfgren on his former. He didn't play, but at the end it was just a mental thing that you give everything for the team.
What will be the key to success for Magdeburg today if they want to proceed through to the final? We have just been having a little talk about it. Stefan Kretschmer once was really intimidated by the backcourt of Magdeburg with the central role Felix Klar and some more players around it. You can name all of them, but we don't want to start because, well, then we wouldn't be finished by tomorrow. Which one will be the key to success?
If they have the chance to knock out Niklas Landin. For me, if Niklas Landin will perform here this match, we know it all the best. If the goalkeeper 60 minutes closing his goal, that will be so they have to decide how they can beat Niklas Landin.
I love this guy. You know why? Because I said MVP of this tournament, Niklas Landin.
Yeah,
for me, have to go to the final.
Yeah, I know. That's the main problem.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it a problem, but if we're talking about making it to the final, we didn't let Hans Lindberg go without a prediction, and of course, we won't let you go without a prediction here as well. MVP, top scorer, and winner of this weekend. Who will it be?
I said it's SC Magdeburg.
Okay.
MVP is a little bit Dika Mem. For me, it's one of the greatest players. And the top scorer, you said, I want to have someone from my Kiel club. So I think Erik Johansson will have a good weekend.
Erik Johansson, all right. Well, he has been playing an amazing season. So it was last year that he said, well, I want to pay back the trust that the club actually gave me. And well, this season he did it with scoring, I think, 137 goals in the Bundesliga, becoming top scorer of Kiel.
Who is the top scorer of the whole?
Kamil Shipchak.
At the moment,
with 130.
16 goals. If they come in as the opportunity, that's
16.
Yeah, 16 it is doable for a DKM. It is doable. Are you afraid when you look from Kiel's perspective if you hear the name DKM?
For Kiel, no. Kiel is in his career or in his club life the first time the biggest underdog from the whole time THW Kiel is. And this weekend they also said by themselves that they are the underdog. But I know it by myself. My last match here in Cologne 2018 was the same with Nantes. We come here as an underdog and we go to the finals against the other underdog, Montpellier. And so this weekend we know by ourselves that will be a special. One special surprise is in the house.
Perfect. That sounds great. And the arena starts to sound great as well already. That's where I would say you go and grab yourself a coffee and make yourself comfortable on the stands. We will see you again today. So thank you for your expertise so far and catch you around a little later.
Ciao.
Vinny.
Danke, viel Spaß.
And then, we're having our last little prediction for the matchup because in 2 minutes we need to go offline already. That's where you guys can switch over to EHF TV. And I want to hear 2 figures from you. Score, what will it be in the first semi-final? Aalborg against Magdeburg.
Magdeburg, Aalborg, 30-29.
Magdeburg winning.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds sensible if Niklas Landin. Fast. We
I
need to
say Magdeburg 31, Aalborg 28.
35-34 in extra time for Magdeburg.
Okay,
so
okay.
let's switch over. And guys, EHF TV is the place to be, and we see each other between the matches when it's time to talk handball again.
Start the show.
Hit the ground running, hit the ground running. Hit the ground running, hit the ground running.
Yeah, now bring the action.
Ooh, ooh.
Come on. Now.
Get to